Hello, my dearest. How you guys doing today? This is Rosalinda, your favorite fire inspector. Happy Friday, and welcome back to my channel. This is your favorite fire inspector. Welcome back to my channel. You guys know that this channel is all about prevention, anything related to fire, and for my ladies out there who want to become firefighters or fire inspectors and gentlemen, obviously. I talk more about the ladies because, we need more ladies in the fire department. Okay, for all of them, you guys know this is your community, this is your channel. All right, but also I did not want to just only stay in that area. I wanted to do different things, not to classify me on just one area. So we're going to be talking about food, about different topics, okay? About Equatorial Guinea, Africa. I'm from Africa. I am from Equatorial Guinea. And we're going to talk about Spain, which is where my dad is from. And that is my second home. Okay, we will be talking about everything lifestyle, fashion, although you will be seeing me mostly in my uniforms, and when I'm going out I'll be showing few things, but I do love fashion and I do love beauty products. What woman doesn't love that? Okay, so welcome back, and today we're going to actually touch about a subject that has been going on TikTok, on everywhere, about Tyler, but this one in particular is going to be about, two worlds, okay, two shadows, colonialism in Africa vs in the United States, in America, okay? We're going to look at the differences. We're going to look why, it's a bit different from Africa. And then from here, and our concept of looking at colors versus the US, okay? It's a very, very deep topic. And to be honest with you, since I came to the US is when I have seen so much color, segregation and so much color going on. You understand? So it takes the beauty away from everything else. And we're going to explain why, Africans see it a little bit different from America. All right? So we're going to go straight into this subject. And I have my cheat sheet here. And I got some of my information from actually my personal experience, being that I'm a biracial, I'm a mix, how it went in my family, okay? And also, we'll talk about, as I was saying before, because I got interrupted, so I had to cut it short for a second. But as I was saying, we're going to look how Africans see colorism, okay? Before the pre-colonial time, before the European came to Africa, our main concentration actually was language, culture, right, and tribe. We did not care about race, because race, we have so many variations, so many colors in Africa, in within the black race, and the ones that are mixed, that we did not that was not a concept for us to think about race. It was more about your social status, what tribe you came from, what kingdom, okay, and also culturally, ethnicity, okay, and name. Name is a big thing. If name, a person will know who you are, what social status you are, by your last name. And if your last name doesn't ring a bell, guess what? People don't really care. Okay. Now, do I know for sure that Africans, have infatuation about light-skinned people? Yes, they do. They do. But it's never about race. They think more like, okay, if this person have this color, you understand, they're gonna have more better life, okay? But it has never been about race. Social status is our big deal. Even till today, we still consider social status. If you don't got it like that, guess what happened? Almost nobody knows you, you know. So that will be probably our main problem. Like I say, before Europe, split all Africa into these fake borders, we concentrated in your ethnicity, in your tribe, and your kingdom. Social status, who had more money, who had more heavy weight on their name. You understand? Even till today, like I have my child into a very, very, very big name. Okay. And if I mention the name, everybody would know, especially in my country, everybody would know, and mostly also in Africa. Okay. And my family in Spain, when I used to go and see my dad, in Spain, they used to call me mulata. Yes, when I was in Spain, when I used to go to Spain to see my dad and stuff like that, or I went and stay for the summer, or I went and stay and study, for which I did all my high school in Spain, right? And part of my college in Spain, right? They used to call me mulata because that's what we were used to. Even in Equatorial Guinea, they call me blanquita or mulata. Okay? And mulattoes, it was always considered between black and white. Black and white. It was always considered as, right? And mestizos, which will be colored people, right? Mestizos were the mixture between, let's say, Chinese and black, Chinese and white, Indian and black, Indian and white. You understand? Everything else that was out of the spectrum of white and black, there was mestizos. Okay, my daughter is a mestiza, right? So, and then if it was like mixed race with white, mixed race with black, mixed race, you understand, with Indian. So all of those people were all considered colored, but we did not use that in most places in Africa. I think it's more used in South Africa, but for us, we did not use it. In Equatorial Guinea, we use more like, mestiza or mulata. And mulata was between white and black. No other mix, white and black. All right. Now, we're going to talk about the differences, colonialism in Africa and colonialism in America. All right. I'm going to put my glasses because my eyes, I can't see properly lately. Okay. So I'm going to let you guys know colonialism, timeline, colonial purposes, population impact, right? Cultural impact, political impact, political legacy, and social structure. Okay. Now I'm going to read you guys the ones in Africa, and then I'll read the one in America, so you guys can have a little bit of insight truly of where is the difference at. Okay. Timeline. Okay. Late large scale colonization was between 1880 to 1970 in Africa, okay, during the Berlin Conference, and it ended in 1970. All right. Then, colonial purpose, it was focused. So we're going to talk about colonial purpose. The colonial purpose was focused on raw materials for Europe, gold, ivory, and rubber, and many other things, but it was only focused on that. So they did not care about how it was going to impact us racially. So they never focused on racial. They focused more on business material, getting stuff from there that they needed. Okay, this still in Africa. I'm still talking about Africa. Then population impact. Millions taken into slave trade. Okay, borders ignore, ethnic groups split or merge. So once again, as you guys can see, in Africa, there was no race. There was no focus on race. All right. And then cultural impact. European languages, local ones plus local ones. Traditions survive, Christianity spread, and Islam. Okay, this is all happening during the same time. I will be telling you about America next. Okay, political legacy, post-independence. Okay, instability from artificial borders, which we still have till today, because I don't understand how I need visa to go to Kenya, example, and Kenya need visa to come to Equatorial Guinea. So that's why I'm happy that at least they're starting to open the borders for us, because we are all one at the end of the day. Okay, and then social structure. Ethnic identity often stronger than skin color. See, ethnic identity, which was mean that tribal ethnicity, because that when they see you from this tribe, they know you belong to that clan. Okay, and then kingdom. So once again, the Europeans, the colonizers, did not concentrate on race when it came down colonizing Africa. They were more interested in raw materials and getting as much as they can in order to build their own countries, right? So as for now, I hope we can understand that part. Now I'm going to go what happened during the same timeline in the Americas. Okay, in the Americas, okay, US did focus on early colonization, 1490 to 1800. Okay, so from the independence, which was the 1800 in America. Okay, now colonial purpose in America focused on agriculture plus mining, sugar, cotton, and tobacco, right? Population impact, indigenous, collapse, massive African slave import. Okay, now cultural population impact, cultural impact. Okay, indigenous culture suppressed. Okay, European languages dominate, right? Which for us, right, European languages plus local ones, tradition did survive. Okay, but here the indigenous culture was suppressed and the European languages dominated, right? Then for political legacy, longer nation building but deep racial inequality, which for us post-independent instability from artificial borders. As you guys can see, in the Americas, they're concentrated more on race, but for us, no, right? The concentration was raw materials, okay? And then social structure. While for America was rigid, racial category, one drop rule, any African ancestry was legally black. So they did not care how many mix you have, whether you were white or black, all of it, as long as you had one drop of black in your body, in your blood, you will consider black, so they can have the people under their thumbs, right? While in Africa, ethnic identity often stronger than color, the color of the skin. So I can see where Tyler came and said that she's considered over there in South Africa, she's considered colored. I can see it because this is a how they call it, a open, and you can find this information anyway. Tyler is actually Indian, Mauritius, Zulu, and Irish. So yes, she is mixed with different things because her father has how they call it, has Indian ancestry and Mauritius, right? And then the mother is South African and Irish. So as you guys can see, yes, she will fall under the mestizaje in Equatorial Guinea. In this case, like I was saying, Tyler will fall under colored or mestizaje. Like I said, we didn't never use the word colored. In Equatorial Guinea, it was more mestizo, okay, because she came from different backgrounds, all right, because we take into consideration the mother's race and the father's ethnicity. We take into it because, like example, I'm called, like in Equatorial Guinea, since it was a Spanish colony, we take both names. We take the first last name of the father and the first last name of the mother. In this case, you understand, I'm Rosalinda Montero Popo. So we acknowledge, and in Equatorial Guinea also, we acknowledge the mother and the father, right? Not just only one. We acknowledge both of them. So mostly it happens in all Africa, all right? Now, what is the key differences that we can talk from here and we can take from here is that the key race differences is that Africa is ethnic group identity stronger than the skin color, and US one-drop rule made race a legal and social divider. Okay, so when someone come, from Africa or from somewhere else and say that this is because their culture is like that, as also, we must respect also America, how it's like, but I wish we could learn from each other, and not disrespect one another because we see differently. It's just because the way things were done, because it was done differently from one place to another place. Okay, now we're going to talk about skin tones. Okay, skin tones, well, it's a diverse range in Africa. Diverse. In that fact, the range is so huge that Africa is actually holds the world's greatest variation in human skin color. The world's greatest variation in human skin color. It grows from very, very black all the way to the lightest skin color. So, it's really, really difficult for us to be put under one race in Africa. Okay? And then here only, Africa is the humanity, origin, homeland. So genetic diversity is actually greater than anywhere else in the world. So it's very, very difficult to just put all Africa into one category. It's just very, very difficult. Okay, now we're going to talk skin tones. Skin tones range from very, very dark to light, countless gradations, okay, from golden brown to reddish to brown to olive to caramel to copper and more. There's so many colors in Africa of skin tones that it's countless, okay? It's countless. And what would Tyler say, you understand, why she say what she say? Because some African population like Cape Verde, Madagascar, South Africa, Eritrea, Ethiopia, actually are mixed with Asians, Arabs, Africans, and Europeans ancestries, even more shades. Okay, so I don't think that this girl, I don't think that Tyler said anything wrong. She was actually respectful. It's just that, we have become a very sensitive society lately, that we take everything, everything, we just run with it, okay? So we have to be careful sometimes, all right? And look how much variation that we have in Africa. And look how much variation of skin tones. And there's more variation in skin tones, So therefore, it's really sad that we are still going through all this in 2025. Okay, it's really, really sad. Okay, because Africa has, and we can simplify it into skin tones a spectrum showing just a fraction of the shade found across Africa. It's even broader and blends seamlessly across the continent. So it's a lot. It's a lot. I just wanted to bring this, that hopefully, it can change someone's mind, where we can stop concentrating on what color you are, what background, you understand, you are. Instead, us coming, knowing our differences, but coming together and work together. Okay, so that was my video for today. You guys have a wonderful day. May God bless you, and remember, fire prevention itself protection. You guys have a wonderful day.